I'm over at my kitchen and I am preparing dinner. Doggies have been fed and now it's time for me. So I got myself 30% off, raised without antibiotics, drumsticks just like the dogs, so I thought I would just tune in with them. I'm gonna make myself something to dip them in, something nice and hot. I found this is one of my favorite things about spring: fiddleheads. I love fiddleheads. Could eat them forever. I got a loaf of walnut sourdough bread, which, as far as store-bought, not homemade, which my favorite, if it was homemade, would be from my good friend Bryant. But when I don't have that luxury, walnut sourdough bread, I must say it's by Premier Moisson. If I'm pronouncing that correctly, I don't know. The Good House? No, Moisson. What is? I can't. Anyways, I don't want to reveal how bad I am with French. It's been a long time since I lived in Ottawa, and I got exposed to a lot of it. But anyways, I love this bread. It's friggin' amazing. What else did I get? Dawn dishwashing liquid. I had to have it. That's a necessity, functional necessity. I got some organic yams and some organic milk, organic green beans. I'm amazed out here we usually don't get a lot of organic stuff, and if it is, it's way too expensive. But for some reason, I'm finding a few organic bits of produce and organic mushrooms. The crimini mushrooms, which I find a little more flavorful than those white ones, but they have way more nutritional value in them. So I always go for those. Some heirloom tomatoes. I got some unripe avocados, some bananas, and a little thing of ground lamb from Australia or New Zealand. I can't. Maybe it's New Zealand ground lamb, but it will be grass fed for sure. So what I'm gonna do, I have my barbecue heating up. I'm just going to invent something out of what I have rather than think about what I don't have. So it's all positive thinking and creativity. And me being an artist, it's one of my strengths. So I'm trying to bring that creativity into my normal real life situation rather than just my art. It's an amazing, what I call that, therapeutic cure-all type of energy. The creativity that one can bring into their life can do wonders, can do amazing things, depending on if you are in sort of a heart connection, which I find, if I bring my heart connection into everything, especially with my soul print work, because with a heart connection, the possibilities are limitless. When you don't, and you're basically unplugged, you are finite rather than infinite. And I find that creativity needs infinity to flow. There's something there that happens with that heart connection, and I apply that and have applied that for seems like forever with my soul print tattoo work. And then I moved that into other areas of creativity, like my wood carving with the polar bear skull portal and the church door portal and so on. Without that heart connection, as far as I see things, it's, I don't know, I won't say, but it's something else. It's not quite the same. I was gonna say commercial art, but I think there are forms of commercial art that are heart connected, and you, if you are careful to observe and feel as you move through life, you will notice those things. But as most of us know, we tend to be blocked and discouraged from being in our true feelings and having our true feelings. Uh, they're not cool. They're pumped out of us, drummed out of us, so that just like a factory chicken, we have no instincts left. Eventually, that's the goal in that sort of a situation or circumstance. And I'm not even going to get into my theories of why. It just is, in my experience. So I'm just dipping my little drumsticks here while I blab to you guys. I'm going to do a little bit of searing first of these, and then I'll move them over to the other burner. But yeah, I've been really putting a lot of thought, meditation on the topic of creativity and what is it? What is creation? What is that energy? What is healing about it? Why have I found and developed a certain kind of a certain approach to tattooing that has this healing potential to it? And I'll get into that in other videos more specifically. Now I'm just kind of coasting over it, but and what's necessary to keep oneself fine-tuned and in perfect form, or best form at least, for that function. Ooh, it's hot. Ooh, it's hot. And that is an aspect of why I am and do, why I am who I am, why I do what I do, and why I think what I think, is it's part of the sum total of who I am, the artist, the healer, the creator. I can't see that I could be doing and achieving those things without always digging into myself, turning over rocks that haven't been turned, looking under into shadows, shining light into corners, and so on, questioning things in a healthy way. I find it absolutely necessary, and I will never apologize for it. I will never change in that respect. I will always keep evolving. I'm just going to close this while I chat. Or maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'll just keep an eye on these and turn them. That's one of my difficult... I need like a finger dipping bowl. There. So I don't have dirt or sauce or something on my fingertips. So yeah, I find that it's really important and really healthy to make a difference in the world in any way. And I think every person has something they can share that is nothing like what someone else can share. It's just, I feel that most people never quite reach that potential. And I'm not saying I'm reaching that potential either. I'm just saying by contrast to the other extreme. And to open up that flow, if you think of it as a river flowing and you want more flow, there are things that need to be done to cultivate that river that has a good flow rather than a trickle or even stagnation. Because we look at ourselves in the mirror and we feel like we're just this solid thing, and it's inert and just kind of there. But really, I believe we are a moving energy field, constantly moving and changing. But because most of us have come to perceive ourselves as not that, we will align ourselves. We tend to align ourselves with a more stagnant model of things. And if you kind of think about it, a lot of things in our lives have been made stagnant as well. And so once your whole life is backing up this sense of stagnation and lack of extra layers and depth, which is largely, I think, created by our limited perceptions based on our five senses, combined with social media and advertising and whatever of that time period, it's very easy for human beings to become slaves. And, you know, I see it in farm animals, the parallel. And we are, in my opinion, hovering very, very closely to that parallel to a factory chicken, dumbed down and manipulated and giving, well, I don't think your chicken really, well, what is giving consent, I guess? That's a good question. But I do believe we give our consent in a tacit form, if not in a more obvious one. And I do believe those in control need our consent on a certain level as well. And I think a lot of people just give their consent and don't argue with things, let things happen, because it's just easier that way. I know. Because I oppose certain things that go on in the world, it makes life more difficult for me. I could make it way easier by just conforming. But then I wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be doing soul prints. I wouldn't have healing work to do. I wouldn't have given so many people those memories and experiences and those changes and that healing that they have. So, you know, why would I cut off my foot or cut out my heart just to conform and make life easier, or so someone likes me? It's just not happening, you know. And I don't think anyone else should have to do that either. You know, I don't mean people should shout into someone's face, "Hey, you know, this is what you should think." But I think everyone should have freely be who they are and have their feelings and beliefs and not feel like they need to hide from it. It's really beautiful out here. And I don't know if it's because of the barbecue, but bugs aren't that bad right this minute, which is great. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to continue working on the, what are they called? Shelter Logic or whatever, those car tents. I got 2 of those on sale at Canadian Tire. That was another story because I don't use credit cards. I was almost not able to make this order because in their books, it's like, oh, well, everyone's got a credit card, so just use your credit card. So I had to go down to my bank and change my bank card into a kind of a credit card bank card sort of thing. But that's another story. Lots of stories. I just got back from Cocomiche, the Algonquin Res. Went down to get a whole bunch of gasoline, much better prices, so I just filled up all my containers, and I also got propane cylinders filled as well, and then got some groceries while I was there. So I just did a whole bunch of stuff while I was on to that. I'm wondering if I should move these chicken drumsticks around a bit. Some of them are getting cooked more than others, but that's fine. Let's find out where that perfect sweet spot is for cooking them. There we are. I think it's time to close the lid though, because there's not enough heat, I think. Let's just turn this fully. There. Am I missing anything? I should really put that in the water to soak. there. I should get all these groceries put away into my fridge right now. I've got this big lump of frozen dog food. I think it's about 30 pounds worth, half of the 60-pound piece, and I'm using that. I want it to defrost, but I don't want to leave it out of the fridge because right now it's my ice cube that's keeping everything else cold. So that's also why I bought the drumsticks for my dogs, just to fill in today while I let that chunk of frozen dog food become a cooling device for my fridge at the same time as defrosting for eventual dog food. So that should be in there for a little longer. Oh, I can't wait to eat those drumsticks. Oh my god, I haven't had barbecued chicken for a long time, and seeing that's what I'm cooking on, might as well indulge in that barbecue style of cooking, which I love. Tomorrow morning, I think I'm going to have the fiddleheads and some French toast again. I had it this morning. Used up some old stale bread. It's the perfect thing to use up stale bread. Although this is not stale, but I just can't resist. So yeah, tomorrow will be French toast and fiddleheads, maybe some mushrooms. Oh, maybe I'll leave the beans for another day. And then tomorrow I'll also do another talk, whatever is coming into my mind. And at some point I'm going to have to start posting historical things that Urban Primitive has done in the past, just to give you guys more orientation, those that haven't been with us during that time period. It was in Toronto and anywhere that we traveled. I did a lot of traveling to Europe to do tattoo conventions. I usually did about, 8 in the spring, one visit, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 15 conventions, tattoo conventions each year. And it was a lot of fun. It was easy to burn out though. I was doing it myself and I had to do everything. And yeah, it was good that I did it at that age when I could handle that kind of stress doing it that much, because I was traveling around with a Eurail pass and it was wonderful. I made lots of good friends, which I still have, many of them. Gosh, it's nice out here. You know, some moments I'm out here and I swear the world could just pass me by and I wouldn't even notice it. And then there's other times where I need to integrate and I miss the world and I miss my friends and I miss conversation and deep, heartfelt conversation and sharing, which is probably the thing that I crave the most right now and I'm without, deprived of. But, you know, it's a phase. It's something. This too shall pass. So I think I'm going to say goodbye because I'm going to just start focusing on my drumsticks and get those finished. I might do another little post if I feel like it later on today, this evening, but otherwise it'll be tomorrow morning. So hope you're enjoying following me on this little adventure as things take shape. I hope it won't be too long that I'll be showing you, taking on a tour of our trailer that we'll be living in and working out of. And hopefully you'll get to see the other stages of the hydro going in and of the well being dug and all that jazz, I'll call it. So anyways, have a wonderful evening. I love you all. And stay tuned for the next one after this. Bye-bye.